Welcome again, Pisces. Dadhichi here from astrology.com.au with the month of October 2018. But actually, I'm going to talk about Saturn today and how it doesn't only impact you this month, although it is building up pressure now in its transit in your 11th house, the 11th position from the Sun in your birth position of Pisces. The 11th house has to do with desire, and we all have desires, but the question is what you desire in your best interest? It's tough, often, you've seen it before, the people that are praying day in, day out, month in, year out to win the lottery. They win the lottery, their desire, life fulfills the desire, their karma fulfills the desire. And then they go and kill themselves. They can't handle it. So the desire that you have may or may not be in your best interest. Have you thought about that? Have you been looking at exactly what it is you desire and what its function is in your life? What happens when you achieve that desire? If you go back through your life, you'll see that many of the desires that you have had, which you presumed would fulfill you, make you happy. I'm sure there are some of you out there who longed to have, a lovely romantic partner, someone to love and to cherish. You married that person. And then, hang on a sec, time went on and all of a sudden the gloss wore off. Not only were you not fulfilled, you had to get rid of that person out of your life. I think you get the gist of this. So Saturn, as it transits through this part of your horoscope, is really going to challenge you in terms of asking yourself that very, very significant question. Are my desires good for me? What desire is good for me? That's a challenging question, and Saturn is indeed a challenging planet. It is the planet that's going to bring you your karma. And so, there's that old saying that the seed of great things is in the troubles that we have. Sometimes the worst calamity befalls us, and we cringe, we recoil, we don't want that, we just don't. But is it not true that sometimes that thing you don't desire turns out to be the best thing that's happened, whereas the thing you desired for years and years ends up becoming a noose around your neck? So Saturn's transit over this next couple of years is pretty important. It's going to make contact with Pluto. Right now it is in a square aspect to the Sun in Libra, and that's quite a challenge. That's quite a big responsibility. It has to do with money, it has to do with debts, it has to do with the resources you have to share with other people, and of course in the context of those desires that you have, it's unavoidable to consider that in the context of how that impacts other people that you're in relationship with. Yes, what you desire is wonderful for you, but maybe your spouse or partner is completely horrified at the prospect of what your desire will do to them. Your child wants badly to buy a kit of drums. The child will be ecstatic, but of course you're going to have many sleepless nights while your child is banging away. So I guess it's one man's meat is another man's poison. One man's meat can sometimes be your own poison. So hence, my drawing your attention to this really important karmic transit of Saturn in your 11th house. Your thinking now has to step outside of its normal methodology. That is the planet of Uranus moving in your 3rd house, in and out of the 2nd and 3rd house. That's a 6 to 8 year transit. So the way you're thinking right now is subjected to a lot of changes. So hopefully that's going to give you the progressive insight into modifying your desires, really reaching for those things that are going to ultimately augment your life in a positive way. Desires that aren't just superficial, desires that are going to bring you in harmony with yourself, the people you are in relationship with, and the environment and the world as a whole, which is really what we need. There is so much division in the world. Everyone's so busy looking outside themselves. What Saturn is asking you to do, Pisces, is to look inside yourself. Question those desires. Often what I've found is that the desires won't be fulfilled because the intent is not coming from a space of self-harmony. In other words, what you're desiring is based upon a false belief. For example, if you believe that earning money is superior to doing something that makes you feel good, makes you feel creative and loving, then of course that's disharmonious with the process of the universal law or karma. You are not living your passion, you are not in keeping with what you truly desire at the heart of your being, and that, I think, is the critical question for you this month. Now, next month, I want to bring into focus the diametrically opposed force or planet, which is Jupiter, another co-ruler of your Pisces sign, and that's going to show us exactly where you can expand. You're probably saying to yourself, well, he's told me that my desires are wrong. What are the right desires? So tune in next month, Pisces. I want to share some more vital information with you on the expansive process of Jupiter, where it's travelling right now in your horoscope, and how you can draw that straight line, the shortest distance from A, which is where you are now, to B, which is where you want and should be in life. Okay? So take care. Drop in at astrology.com.au, my website. We've got more information surrounding this issue, pertinently for this month, and again next month here. Look forward to that indeed. Bye-bye.